Welcome to the XP Team USA podcast. We're digging the plugs and pinpointing the topics you want to hear.
And now, here's your hosts, Dave Kimball and Grant Hansen.
This show is brought to you by XP Metal Detectors. XP Metal Detectors is a high-end, innovative metal detector company with great machines and great pinpointers. For more information, go to xpmetaldetectors.com. For a dealer near you, try a Google search or go to xpdeus-usa.com. Hello and welcome to the XP Team USA podcast. I'm your host, Dave Kimball, coming to you from Central Oklahoma, and I am joined today by my co-host, coming to you from New Jersey, Grant Hansen. How's it going, Grant?
Everything's going well. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty hot.
Yeah, summer's here, that's for sure. It's kind of getting humid, too. I don't know if it's that way out by you, but it makes it a little bit more daunting to deal with.
Oh, yeah, very humid. I got out a little bit to hunt here and there. Didn't really find anything worth bragging about. How about you?
Yeah, I've gotten out a couple times. I found what I think is a pretty rare piece to a suspenders. I've never seen it before, so I'm making a video on that now, and if anyone will have information when they see it, I'd appreciate it. But it's been fun getting out. I got some new permissions, and I'm excited to start hitting them.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing some of them videos. Yeah. I seen that picture of them suspenders too. That looked pretty cool, pretty old looking.
Yeah, it was patented in 1894, I think, and it was an interesting design where it used sort of like a pulley system to balance everything out. So didn't know what it was until I cleaned it, and I saw the maker's name and the patent date, and went on ID Me, and somebody on there helped me did some research on the patent to find out all about it.
I've been working this week on my club hunt that's coming up in September. We're getting a lot of new members been joining lately, and we're trying to build up a lot of prizes to give away and everything. It's going to be pretty fun. Central Oklahoma Metal Detecting Club.
Yeah, I saw some posts about that. It does look like it's going to be a lot of fun, and you got like a good seated hunt going on with that, right?
Yeah, we got a good membership seated hunt. We're not big enough quite yet to do the open hunts, but we got a good size seated hunt for the members. And last couple of years, we've got a handful of metal detectors and all kinds of cool prizes, gold coins and silver and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully we'll have a pretty good one this year.
Yeah. I'll take pictures, interview people, and I'm sure it'll be a great time.
And also at XP Team USA, we have a MI6 pinpointer giveaway. So go to XP Team USA YouTube channel and watch the video called I Found a Month's Rent Metal Detecting in One Hole. Somewhere in there, we've hidden a golden egg. Can you find it? If so, note the time and email it to Dave DiNatelli at xpteamusadave@gmail.com.
Yeah, in addition to emailing Dave, the timestamp, make sure you also have to subscribe to the XP Team USA YouTube channel, the XP Metal Detectors YouTube channel, and the XP Metal Detectors Skills School channel. So you have to subscribe to all three of those channels and email Dave the time that you see the golden egg. And that's how you enter.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, the MI6 pinpointers are great pinpointers. And if you got a Deus or an XP, that's a must-have. But you don't have to have one to enjoy the MI6 pinpointers. You can have them with any machine.
Yeah, it's true. It's funny. I was charging mine today, and I just had to remind myself because the battery lasts so long on that. I kind of get out of the habit of charging it. So I was like, maybe you should just juice up before you go out again, just in case.
I made that mistake. Last time I went out, I have to admit my pinpointer was dead because I went so long without charging it, and it's the first time that's ever happened. This thing's lasted forever.
That's crazy. I could go months without charging it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I end up having to break out my backup. I can't even remember the last time I charged it. So
but anyway, you all have a great chance to win that free XP MI6 pinpointer. So again, head over to the YouTube channels, check it out, and good luck.
Yeah, and speaking of the YouTube channel, channel, the XP Metal Detector Skill School. There's a great video on how to set up your XP dais for wet sand on the salty beaches. I recommend you check them all out.
Yeah, I've watched it actually a couple times because I am planning to use that program and Gary's tips when I get to the Jersey Shore this summer. It's a difficult beach to detect on just because of noise in general. So I'm anxious to put this to the test and see what I can find.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Keep us informed on that. Are you gonna make a video?
I'm going to try. There's so much wind at the beach that even with my microphones, I don't know if I can make it sound good, but I'm going to give it the whole college try and see what I can do.
Yeah.
Beach detecting, admittedly, I'm out of my element. It's a whole different kind of way and reading the beaches, and I do my best to understand it, but it's fun to be out and, see what you can find.
Tonight we were talking with Nathan Mathews of Rhode Island Relics. Nathan is working very hard on the upcoming Pound the Ground organized rally in Adirondack Coast. We're going to ask him a lot of questions about the dig, so if you already signed up or interested in attending, you won't want to miss this.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk to Nathan. I'm going to be attending that dig. I know Dave D is going to be there, Sonia, Tim Glick, Pete Sorrell, a bunch of us from XP Team USA are going to be out there doing demos, having a booth. So, I'm excited to talk to him.
Yeah, that's going to be very exciting. There's going to be a video on it. There'll be, like you said, a lot of people. Even Cookie is going to come down from England.
That's what I heard. I know Gary Blackwell's definitely going to be there. I know Cookie's trying really hard to be in attendance. So it would be nice to have those guys come across the pond and we can show them how you do it in the USA.
When we come back, we'll talk with Nathan Mathews of Rhode Island. If you have a question for one of our guests or just like to make a comment, call us at our XP Team USA podcast hotline at 405-294-3602.
This segment is brought to you by Omega Mill Pouches, the official digging pouch of XP Team USA. If you're looking for a rugged, hunt-tested, washable pouch, look no further than Omega Mill. Get on eBay and search Omega Mill Pouches. That's OMEGAMILL.
We'd like to welcome Nathan Mathews to the show. Nathan is the owner of Rhode Island Relics and will be hosting one of the world's largest organized metal detecting rallies. Welcome to the show, Nathan.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much and welcome. So our listeners can get to know you a little bit better. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, work life, family life, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Nathan Mathews. I was dedicated to the field of developmentally delayed adults and psychiatric hospital settings. I did that for my entire life. I still do it now. It's a huge part of my life. On top of that, I am obsessed with history in every way, shape, or form, and I've always been that way. I'm a diehard detectorist. I literally try to detect as often as life allows.
Yeah, so you started detecting as a young child. How did you get started, and what has your long-term journey been like?
So I started detecting when I was very little. My mom purchased a bounty hunter machine, and I want to say it was from Radio Shack. I don't know if those exist anymore, but at the time they did. And my mom allowed me to use her machine to go to the beach, and I would detect the dry land at the beach. And, it was cool, but I didn't really fall in love with metal detecting until about 6 or 7 years ago. And now I'm just completely obsessed. I can't put my metal detector down.
I think many of us can understand exactly what you're talking about. So, we're going to talk a lot about Pound the Ground's upcoming dig on the Adirondack Coast. But you, like me, live in the the Northeast. You're further north than I am, and we have a lot of great history around here. You said you try to get out to detect as often as possible. How often do you actually get out?
Well, with the event planning, a lot less than I would like to get out. Before the event planning, I was out every single day. It didn't matter if I worked a full-time shift at the psych hospital. I would be out after my shift, and then I would metal detect for 12 hours. It didn't matter if night came on me. I have a headlamp I use, and I just will metal detect until I find the most incredible stuff. And then when I feel like I've filled that void, that's when I come back home.
So you've done quite a bit of bottle hunting. Is that what sparked your interest in history?
Yes. So my good friend Jeff Muthersbaugh, who's also a partner with Rhode Island Relics and Pound the Ground, he got me into digging bottles a long time ago, and I was obsessed with it. Like, it was to the point where we were digging 6 to 7 foot holes in the ground and just trying to pull anything out that was from the 1700s, 1800s. We would find old cellar holes, and we'd find the well that was about 50 feet away from the cellar hole, and I would literally just climb in it and see what I could find at the bottom of the well.
Nice. So how do you find all these places to bottle dig and these wells?
Lots and lots of research. So basically what we did was we would go to the town, we'd go to the town library, we'd go wherever we had to go to find, the maps would only date back to the 1800s, and then we would sort of base our idea on where the property was based on these old maps, and then we'd hike. Lots of hiking. So you go into the field and you find this original cellar hole, and it's from the 1800s, but then you hike a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you come across something that's from the 1700s. You find a well, you find the privy, and then you just start digging. And when we started pulling up some pretty amazing stuff, it was just a complete obsession, just being obsessed with history in general. And then he introduced me to metal detecting, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to do that when I was a little kid. Let me see what I can do. And my first permission was a 1709 homestead, and I found a barber quarter. That barber quarter changed my entire life. As soon as I found that barber quarter, it was game over for me. I knew that I had to metal detect for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And what kind of bottles and other artifacts were you actually pulling out of those pits?
A lot of it was medicine bottles. That was our main focus, was trying to find some old medicine bottles. But my favorite bottles of all time, definitely poison bottles or inkwell bottles. Yeah, they were pretty awesome, and you'll be able to tell what they are because most of them were like blue or purple or black. Anything emerald green always was like the top tier. So that's what we're always looking for. Anything with any sort of insignia on it, anything that represented the company that made it. And at the time, they were blob top bottles. They were made, they were hand blown glass. And it was just so cool to think like somebody that long ago was manufacturing these bottles in a tiny little space and making them for the local doctor. You know, it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And I think you'll probably know better than I do, but the tinted bottles, they were tinted so that they would protect the contents from like sunlight and exposure, right?
Right. Well, yeah. So any sort of colored bottle, I think that's why that they were manufacturing these specific colors, because it was protective for the specific chemical. So for us, medicine bottles were the best. One, because they had the insignia on them, and sometimes you would find the medicine bottles with the medicine still inside.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool to think. You're like, oh my God, like this is 200 years old and there's still stuff inside it.
So when it comes to metal detecting, what type of metal detecting do you prefer? Like, farm fields, old home sites, cellar holes?
Oh, that's super easy for me. I am a cornfield detectorist in every way, shape, or form. Any cornfield that I can find, any cornfield I can get permission on, I will metal detect that field until they seed. And I've been very, very, very lucky to have some amazing cornfield permissions in Rhode Island, and I've pulled some of my most amazing relic and pieces of history out of cornfields.
You probably have to work through the stubble quite a bit often, huh?
Well, so this is the best part. So one of my favorite cornfields that I'm currently metal detecting on, every year it's brand new. Every year they plow it. Every year it's they're so wonderful, and they let us so we can knock the corn stalks down for them. So they allow us to do that. We can knock the corn stalks down. We can take all the trash out of the ground. And I mean, just recently, before they seeded the property, and in Rhode Island, they seed much later than other parts of America. So I've been able to really extend my amount of time on these cornfields. So we recently had a spot where I've metal detected this place every year for the last, I don't even know how long. And I pulled an 1854 seeded halftime out of there.
Wow.
I pulled my first cap bust out of there, a 50-cent cap bust piece, Spanish reals, tons of half dimes, all sorts of amazing stuff, not to mention Civil War artillery buttons, everything, just everything under the sun.
Yeah, that's pretty great, and it's awesome that you have access to that kind of land. Let's get back to that barber quarter, because when you mentioned it to me, it brought back the memory of me finding my first silver coin, and like you said, it really ignited that fever. Tell us what that feeling was like and the kind of property you found it on.
So I had been researching properties all throughout the town. The town is called Cumberland, Rhode Island, and I found the oldest house I could possibly find in Cumberland. I met the family. They were amazing and super wonderful, and they said, yeah, no problem, you can metal detect here. And now I went through that property, and I found a bunch of hard times tokens and buttons and all sorts of stuff, but I had never uncovered silver. That was a brand new thing to me. So when I pulled that barber quarter, I remember exactly where it was. It was about 10 feet from the right side of the entrance to the home, and it was that was it. I mean, I saw it, and it was like that feeling. I got chills up my spine. I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for the entire time. The reality is hard times tokens are way cooler to me than any silver coin ever, but at the time, that's all I knew about metal detecting, is that I could find amazing old silver coins with a date on them, and it was really going to make it an incredible thing for me. And the truth is, before that, I found a 41st French Regiment button from the Revolutionary War, and that was exciting. Everything was exciting, don't get me wrong, but when I pulled that first piece of silver out of the ground, I pretty much melted, and that was game over for me.
Tell us about what it's like finding an 1867 $3 gold coin. Not only does a gold coin top many of our bucket lists, but this is a quite rare one also, isn't it?
Right. So, that was, I was actually in Woodstock, Connecticut with Dakota Collins. We were in Woodstock together at a permission on the side of a church, just a random house on the side of a church. And we went up and we asked them, could we metal detect here? And they said, sure, no problem. We metal detected for about 15 minutes, and I was digging all the midtones. I've always been about midtones. I always dig midtones. I love buttons, so I was trying to dig any midtones I could find, and I was pulling up tons of aluminum over and over and over again. And then I got this signal. It was a repeated 55 actually on an AT Pro, and I'm a CTX 3030 user. So this was before my CTX. This was an AT Pro, consistent 55 over and over again. I dug it up and I was like literally in tears. I could not believe that I found this coin. I knew first off it was the Indian Princess coin, and I was like, I think I just dug a gold coin. I couldn't process it, but I showed it to the homeowner. I had it in my palm. I'll never forget this. I had it in my palm, and I showed it to the homeowner, and I was like, I found this in your yard, and she was like, congratulations. Can you guys do us a favor and leave, because the metal detecting noise is bothering the church next door? And I said, okay. Do you want this? And she's like, absolutely not. No problem. Like, so I got to take it with me, and it was incredible. And I actually donated that coin to the last Pound the Ground event.
Wow, that's great. I'm sure somebody was very happy to get that.
Well, the reality is the guy that got it, his name is Tom Shively. Treasure Tom. He's incredible. He finds amazing stuff all over the place. He found this beautiful cross from I want to say it was God, I don't even know how old it was. Is this absolutely incredible Knights of the Templar type cross? And he found the gold coin, and we're good friends. So I know that he'll keep that coin forever. He's not going to sell it. It's going to be part of his collection. And it's the best feeling in the world to know that somebody that has that coin is just going to keep it and really cherish it.
Yeah, I would expect so, definitely. You know, as relic hunters, you know, we don't find jewelry, at least I don't find jewelry very often. And when I do, it is generally Victorian era. And I understand you found a beautiful Victorian era wrist cuff. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so luckily in Rhode Island, there are a lot of amazing things to uncover. And I actually went out, this was on like a total whim. I worked with this guy, Rob Roche. He taught me how to use my CTX 3030. He's been a diehard CTX 3030 user for a very long time. And he, he just showed me how to use it. And we were discussing how we're always ignoring the iron tone. So one day I decided I'm going to go out and I'm going to metal detect only iron tone. And I'm doing the same thing now I do this mid-tone Monday. Everybody ignores their mid-tones, and I'm like, you guys are missing out on gold. You're missing out on all the amazing things. But this specific day, I said, I'm going to go out and I'm going to dig the low iron tone. So I took the CTX out and I was digging only low iron tones. And this day I pulled up like an old sheet of like iron metal. It was just crusted and rusty and gross. And I decided I was going to go over the hole again. I went over the hole again and I pulled out the most beautiful Victorian era wrist cuff with sapphires in it. It was absolutely beautiful, like the most incredible find ever. And I couldn't believe it was like literally under a piece of iron. So all the times that we're metal detecting and we're ignoring those iron signals, there are days where maybe you should spend some time just pulling up that iron, because you never know what's going to be underneath it or near it.
Find a lot of good stuff that way. Let's talk about that 41st French Regiment button you found from the Revolutionary War. Tell us about that find and how it represents the history in your area.
Well, so that to me is still one of my favorite finds of all time, because I was on a property once again in Cumberland, Rhode Island. There's a lot of history there. And I was just on a path that I found in the middle of the woods. Just the most random place ever. You would never imagine anything would be there. It was state property. There was full permission to be there. And I just started metal detecting. And I came across this 41st French Regiment button from the Revolutionary War. And this thing is absolutely beautiful. Like, it still looks like it was made yesterday. It's perfect. There's no major scratching on it. It still has the shank. It's like absolutely gorgeous gorgeous, gorgeous button. And if you think about that era in time, like when the French were helping us as far as the Revolutionary War, they were giving us goods secretly. And this is before they came, they were actually on the ground with us. In, I want to say, 1775. They were giving us goods and helping us with this whole situation. And I came across a 41st French Regiment button dated to the 1700s, and I didn't even I was a beginner detectorist. I couldn't even believe that was something that I found. But it just goes to show you that if you do your research and you're willing to spend the time hiking into the middle of nowhere, you're looking for spots that maybe you're not sure they're going to exist or they're not going to exist, but you get out there, you see a wall, you follow the wall, and that wall will bring you somewhere incredible. And I just happened to be so lucky, and I found that 41st French Regiment button, and it's still in my display case, and I look at it all the time.
That's so fantastic. Congrats to you on that one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so with all of these great finds in your pouch, and you've certainly got some great ones, what is topping your metal detecting bucket list right now? What haven't you found that you really want to find?
Oh gosh, this is always the toughest thing in the world, because it feels like every time I say that I want something that's on my bucket list, I'll find it and then I replace it with something else. So I've got to say, wow, this is really, really tough. Obviously, everybody loves finding gold coins. I wouldn't mind finding another gold coin. I found a bunch of gold. I just recently found a gold nugget on the beach, of all places. In Warwick, Rhode Island, I found a gold nugget on the beach. I'm like, it's really weird, but they're there. You know, you just have to do your research. Anyhow, I say probably right now, what do I want to find more anything? I guess it would be, reality. I guess I would like to find some Viking treasure. I'd like to find some Viking treasure in the UK. I go out there all the time. I've got some amazing friends out there. Peter Terrell, who runs LT Metal Detecting in the UK, and he's also a big sponsor of Detectival. My buddy Luke Mahoney. I met those guys both at the Mine Lab conference in Sardinia this year. I'd like to go out with those guys and just find some Viking history because, God, I mean, who doesn't want to find something that old?
Yeah, right. I live in Oklahoma, and we got some spots that are believed to be from Vikings leaving, and some carvings and stuff like that. That's pretty interesting.
That's amazing. I used to live in Oklahoma, actually. I used to live in Lawton, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Right by Fort Sill.
Yeah, there's a lot of history around that area, too.
Yeah, I wish I had metal detected at that time.
Yeah. Well, that would be history changing if you could find something in Oklahoma, I'd say.
Yeah, right. I mean, maybe someday with the new Pound the Ground tour, so after our big event in the Adirondack Coast, Rhode Island Relics and the Pound the Ground team are going on the road, and we're going to be metal detecting with some of the largest, most well-known metal detectorists throughout the country. So hopefully we'll end up in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. We'll be right back with Nathan Mathews. XP has introduced its new ORX machine, a high-end machine at a mid-range price. The ORX has 4 factory preset programs, 2 gold, 2 coins, also 2 user programs. The ORX comes with a high-frequency coil and is compatible with the X35 coils. The ORX is now available in the USA. And we're back with Nathan Mathews. So what got you started in hosting and organized metal detecting events?
Oh, geez. This is, it's selfish because the reality is I've always wanted to be able to reach out to people and metal detect all over the country, not just the country, but all over the world. And so I started the Pound the Ground events, and I didn't expect there to be a big turnout for the first event, but the first event sold out, and then it expanded it to 400 people for the next event. And now we have, I think, what everyone is considering the largest metal detecting event in the United States of America. It's massive, massive, massive. And the truth is, I really just want metal detectorists to come together. That's the main focus of it, is because it's a selfish thing, really, because the more people that are involved in these events, the more people we can network with and the more people we can metal detect with across the country. I live in Rhode Island. We're the smallest state in the United States of America. We run out of spots on a regular basis. And if our passion is to metal detect constantly, I think the best thing to do is network with the people across your country, network with people that love metal detecting as much as you do, and it's good for everybody involved. So that's really where it started. And also the approach now is we all know we use different machines. I've never lied to anybody. It doesn't matter what manufacturers I'm connected with. I tell them all directly the same thing. I'm a CTX 3030 user. That's my go-to machine. That doesn't mean that I'm going to avoid metal detecting with someone that's using the 18 Mac, or somebody that's using an XP, or somebody that's using an Amphibio, whatever it may be. I respect all of these people. My go-to machine is a CTX 3030, and I don't like the idea of these events blacklisting people that use different machines. That's not what metal detecting is about. Metal detecting is about making sure that all of us are equally connected, and we all love this hobby that turns into an obsession. And no matter what machine you use, you should be able to participate in events like. So that's basically our approach.
Right. I got to agree. I think every company has their top of the line machines, and they all do great, and they all will find you some really good stuff either way.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a thing with. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Hey, I was just gonna say I don't understand the whether it's banter or outright meanness online when people are getting so brand loyal, and you see the wars and the back and forth. It's like, you got to find the best detector for you. Yeah, what's right for me may not be right for everybody, and who cares?
Right. Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
That's the thing that really bothers me about the field. And I mean, I love metal detecting. Don't get me wrong, but I literally said this. I was talking with Deb from Mind Lab the other day, and I said, I really am. I'm really tired of the metal detecting drama. We all love metal detecting, and there should be no issue with metal detecting with someone that uses a machine that you don't use. The reality is, if they're comfortable with that machine, then that's what they should use, and you should just be friendly with them and enjoy metal detecting with them, because ultimately it's the greatest time ever, and it shouldn't be about drama, and it shouldn't be about sales, and it shouldn't be about marketing. It shouldn't be about any of those things. And the reality is, it should just be about going out with a group of friends that enjoy the same exact thing that you enjoy, and it doesn't matter what machine they use. You're all finding history, and it's the best feeling in the world, and that's how I feel about it. And that's why I am not running events now that are exclusive to any specific company. Right. I've decided that permanently we will be running events that utilize every manufacturer, and everybody gets a chance to promote their machines and sell their machines, or whatever it may be. And on our end, I'm really lucky, because all I have to do is promote metal detecting, and that's my favorite thing in the world.
All right. See, Grant and I, we promote XP metal detectors, and we have our XP Team USA podcast and everything else with the shows, and
right.
And we will interview anybody. We got you with the CTX 3030, and we're not going to discriminate on anybody with what machines they use or what they prefer and what they're loyal to. I mean, they're all good machines. We're all out there looking for the same stuff, and this is what it's about. It's about the treasure. It's about the gold, silver, and the relics and everything else. Right.
The machine is the machine of your choice. It is whatever you feel like is going to work for you. Now, with Rhode Island Relics and Pound the Ground, we do have an XP team. Peter Sorrell, and we just signed on Kendall Edkins for our group. These are diehard XP users. Peter is one of my best buddies. He's just the most incredible guy ever. He's on the XP Team USA. He's an incredible detectorist. And yes, if somebody wanted to show me the ropes of using an XP Deus, no problem. Show me, and I'm going to love doing it no matter what. It doesn't matter what machine I'm holding. And the truth is that as, I hate to call us a company, but that's what we are now. As a company, we support everybody. I'm not going to say I use an XP Deus. I don't, but the reason I don't is because I haven't learned how to use it yet. Somebody shows me, somebody says, hey, Nathan, why don't you come out to this wonderful spot, this location, and we'll show you how to use the XP Deus. I'm on top of it. I'm all about it because I don't care. The reality is I love metal detecting. If somebody can show me how to use a machine I'm not familiar with, I'll use that machine. And that's just how it is. And like I said, I love Peter Sorrell is just a great, great guy. He's part of the XP Team USA, and he's also our XP Team member for Rhode Island Relics and Pound the Ground. So, if anybody asks, we're all about every company. We don't care. We're not shutting anybody out because they're not using any specific machine.
Yeah, and if you want to hear more about Peter Sorrell, check out our last podcast. We interviewed him and talked to him about Pound the Ground also.
Yeah, and we're going to actually have a lot of XP Team USA people at Pound the Ground. I'm going to be there. Dave DiNatale, Sonia Harshman. I think Tim Glick is going to head out.
Yes. Oh my God, Gary Blackwell's coming.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, what's happening right now?
Gary Cook.
Yeah. So we're not. There's no issue there. We love XP. We're not. Like I said, Peter, he's on our team, man. Like I said, I'm a MindLab user. It doesn't mean anything, and I hope you guys don't, hate on me because I'm not an XP user. You want to show me how to use the Deus? Rock and roll. You want to show me how to use the ORX? Rock and roll. I'm all about it. You guys just bring me out.
Oh, yeah. So a ton of effort goes into an event like this. It is really, I know it's a lot of hard work. So what are some of your biggest challenges you face?
Oh, God. Every day is a challenge with these events. First off, we need to make sure that the event is entertaining for everybody involved. This doesn't just mean metal detectorists. We appeal to the non-detecting public as well. So while we're putting on this amazing metal detecting event, we're also trying to get the public to attend who have a natural interest in history. So we're trying to work with reenactment groups to set up this amazing thing to kick off the event. We are supporting all the metal detecting clubs and groups so that when you show up at the event, you'll see demo fields from every major manufacturer, but you'll also have a center stage area where you can see history that's been uncovered throughout the entire United States of America. These metal detecting clubs are coming from everywhere you could possibly imagine. Texas, Oklahoma, West Virginia, New Mexico, Oregon, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Florida. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. So the idea was get all of these metal detecting companies together to show off the fact that we're all looking for the same things. We're all trying to uncover history, and we should all be connected to one another. That part is tough because there are many, many, many metal detecting clubs across the United States. So that part is real tough, communicating with everybody and making sure they all are on the same page and they know what they have to bring to the table. Another big thing was we offer a veteran discount. We did not realize how many veterans there are in America. There are many metal detecting veterans. Believe me, they are like our most popular ticket right now. They send us their DD-214 or their VA card, and we give them a discounted ticket to the event. Now, it's wonderful that we're able to do that for them, but there are people that purchase tickets in advance before they knew about the veteran discount, and dealing with that sort of stuff has been really hard. But now we're getting to the point where it's all set, and going forward, everybody will know which specific ticket they need to purchase, and now it's just event focus, like staging, porta potty, electricity, generators, water, food trucks, vendors, the brewery, the hotels. All of these things are part of it, and it's a lot of work. But the truth is, I think that when the event is over, everybody will say, that was the best event I've ever been to. That's the goal.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. And from what we understand, you've got 1,900 acres of beautiful colonial land to detect on. And in addition to that, you're planning a huge seeded hunt. What can people hope to find on that seeded hunt?
All right, so the seeded hunt, I've already dumped a lot of money into the seeded hunt. The seeded hunt is going to have gold nuggets. The seeded hunt is going to have gold coins. And this year I decided that rather than having your typical silver coinage, so like Mercury dimes and Roosevelts and things of that nature, I'm trying to keep everything like barber related and Spanish reals and things that you wouldn't expect to find normally. A lot of barber haps and Morgan dollars and peace dollars and things of that nature. People are more excited when they find big silver like that in the ground. So I'm not going to say there's going to be no Mercuries and there's going to be no Roosevelts, because there definitely will be, but the main focus was on big silver, where we try to push big silver. At our last event, we put 47 pounds of silver in the ground.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And for everybody's knowledge, you have two types of tickets, correct? You have either a 2-day of a natural hunt or a 1-day natural and 1-day of seeded. Is that right?
There are actually many types of tickets. So there is a 1-day pass. If you only want to go to 1 day of natural hunting, you can do that for $50. If you want to go to 2 days of natural hunting, that's $100. If you want to go to 2 days with natural and the seeded option, you can do that for $150. And that ticket allows you to do basically whatever you want. So you can, on the second day, which is the seeded day, you can do the seeded hunt all day, or you can do the seeded and natural hunt, whatever you want. And then there's the veteran discount, which is a $75 ticket. Basically, if you're a veteran with a DD-214 or a veteran card, you can do that. Or if you're a metal detecting club member and you have 5 members that are going to participate from the club, and this is where it gets a little complicated. You need 5 members in order to get the $75 discount, and then you need a volunteer to stay at your booth and also help feed at the event. And then say you have 6 or 7 people. They do not get the discount because we're doing it in groups of 5. So if there's 10 people, all 10 people get the $75 discount. The point of it is this: we need the volunteers. So in order to get the volunteers, we need groups of 5, at least groups of 5. And so that's basically it. And beyond that, there are no other tickets. But right now, the metal detecting clubs have contacted us. The biggest problem is people are buying tickets before the metal detecting club buys tickets. Mm-hmm. And there are many, many, many of those people that are buying tickets and then say, well, I'm part of this metal detecting club. And unfortunately, we don't have the time to go through 500 plus ticket sales and weed every single person out and say they're part of this club. So I will say this directly while we're communicating, and this is going to be posted. Do not buy a ticket unless you are 100% sure that you are attending with your metal detecting club, because we will not offer a discount to people that purchase the ticket before their metal detecting club decides to purchase tickets.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Great advice. Thanks for putting that out there. Yeah. And,
no problem. People ask me every day, and I'm like, at this point, I'm very, very tired. I'm like, yeah. I've done a lot of refunds and I've done everything I could, but I just don't have the time to do it anymore. And my team doesn't have the time. We have a lot of event planning going on, and that's the last thing that we can even focus on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's obviously a ton of work. And I think for some reason, people assume that if you host a rally, you're going to make a ton of money, but that's not really the case, right?
Right. I wish to God.
Yeah, right. You have to. I mean, the seeded hunt alone is going to have to cost a small fortune, plus everything else that goes into it.
Right. So these people have to understand that when you purchase a ticket to the event, your money goes into the ground. That is where most of the money goes. The rest of the money goes into, if anybody looks into the cost of these things, there's staging, there is porta potties, there is supplying money money for the food truck vendors. There's brewery costs. There's costs for insurance and liability. There's costs for paying the people to situate the property for you. Say you need someone to do parking. Say you need somebody to guide people into the entrance. Like all sorts of different costs that people have no idea about. So when people say to us, oh, you're going to make $1 million off this event, we all laugh because we know the only money we are going to make from this event at all is when we sell machines. We're a dealership. We sell every major manufacturer. If we sell machines at the event, yes, we're going to make money. If we don't sell machines at the event, we're going to go home with no money.
Gotcha. No, I think that makes sense. And, you mentioned there'll be food trucks and even a brewery, which will be pretty amazing. What about the entertainment? I think I saw online somewhere that you were actually searching for some bands to play.
Yes, not just bands. If anybody listens to this and they have any connections to Civil War reenactment group, that's what we're really looking for, a Civil War reenactment group. We've reached out to many people, and we had a lot of leads, and everyone said they were definitely interested, and then they just fell by the wayside and have not really communicated with us. So Civil War reenactment we're looking for, and then we're also still looking for bands that are going to play at the event. We're offering $500 to any local band that is willing to come out that plays covers or anything that might fit our idea of a positive event. So spread the word, guys, because we're still looking for that stuff.
And what about contests and raffles? There seems to be a huge opportunity to win some great stuff out there.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so this thing that we decided to do was, so we have, this is our third Pound the Ground event. It's not a lot, but we have decided that we're doing this thing where if anybody's wearing a Pound the Ground shirt, like a hoodie or a T-shirt or whatever, it's the middle of October, so we suggest buying a hoodie because it's going to be cold. But if anybody is wearing that hoodie, we have an entire team of people going out and selecting random people that are wearing a hoodie and giving them prizes like coils for their metal detector, pinpointers, gloves, backpacks, hats, shirts, everything under the sun. Like, we're just giving it away. As far as raffles go, we are doing, for everyone that purchases a ticket to the event, they're automatically entered into a raffle. So they have a chance just from purchasing a ticket to win metal detectors, metal detecting equipment, all sorts of stuff. And then we're going to do a separate raffle for people that ask to purchase extra tickets for the raffles. There are some people that are like, I don't just want this chance of winning something from my ticket purchase. I want to purchase additional tickets. So what we did was we purchased a lot more equipment for those people specifically. So if people want to buy extra tickets, they can do that and they can win the other stuff, the other raffle prizes.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, you've told us so much great stuff about this event. Is there anything else we haven't covered that you think people should know about Pound the Ground, and where should they look for that information?
All right. Well, so this is brand new, but I might as well talk about some of the details from Rhode Island Relics and Pound the Ground. As you guys know, Pound the Ground is an event that Rhode Island Relic puts on. We are a small business out of Rhode Island, but we are really growing very, very fast, and it is it's a pretty crazy time frame for all of us to get all this stuff together. There's only 4 of us that are running the company, but I want people to understand we will respond to them as soon as possible. But when we have 100+ messages a day, we can't communicate with every single person right away. So don't think that we're ignoring you. We're just trying to get everybody taken care of immediately. On top of that, we are now distributing XP. XP is one of the companies that we are now selling machines for. We're selling MindLab, we're selling Garrett, and we're selling Nocta Macro. So there's a lot of people that are contacting us about orders and whatnot. Anybody that's out there that's listening, any of those machines, any XP Deus or XP ORX, you get a free ticket to Pound the Ground if you purchase that machine. So let people know, any XP Deus or ORX, they will get a free ticket for the event if they purchase that machine. Also, we are now offering customization. for the machine. So if somebody wants to buy a dais and they want it to reflect their personality, all they have to do is contact us and we can have the machine customized directly to whatever they want.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a great deal too.
Thank you. It's been a lot of work to make it work out, but my personal machine, my CTX 3030, went into the shop about a week ago. It'll be done on Wednesday, and we're going to be pushing the customization on the page, Rhode-IslandRelics.com, and also Facebook.com/RI Relic. You'll see the customized machine there, and you can see what sort of customization you can do, and that's available for any machine.
Yeah, that's a pretty great deal. And I like all the deals that you've been given for this Pound of Ground, especially with metal detecting clubs. I am the president of Central Oklahoma Metal Detecting Club, and I think that's a great deal to promote for clubs and get people together.
So that's a thing. When you talk to your club about that, let them know, when you buy tickets for $75, people think does that qualify us for the first day and the second day? Yes, it qualifies you for everything. If you're a club of 5 people or more, you can metal detect whatever you want. The thing is, we need 1 volunteer for every 5 people that are attending. So if you have a booth for your particular club, someone needs to be manning that booth. Someone needs to be showcasing all the stuff that you found in Oklahoma and just pushing who you guys are. If you want to sell shirts, you want to do little raffles, you can do whatever you want, and we're not taking any money from any of that. This is literally free to every club. They can just come out, set up a table, 10 by 10 foot space, and sell their shirts, promote their club, promote what you found, and showcase it to other detectorists all across America.
Yeah, very cool. All right, Nathan, I got to ask you this one last question here. I don't know if you've listened to our show before, but this is something I ask everybody towards the end. If you were given a 1-day free pass to metal detect anywhere in the U.S. that's always been off limits to metal detecting, where would you hunt?
Oh my goodness, this is such a tough question. Where would I hunt? Oh God, this is really tough, and it has to be in the U.S.
Yes.
Let's see. So there is a spot on Prudence Island in Rhode Island where there was an old military base, and there's no metal detecting allowed there. But there's still a fort there. There's still a cargo area there. And if you see inside this tunnel, you can see all the boxes of old military equipment, like guns and ammunition and everything from forever ago when there was the Cuban Missile Crisis. The reality is, because I live in Rhode Island, I think that's where I would go. I would go to Prudence Island, and I would metal detect there as long as I possibly could and find all the amazing historic military artifacts.
Well, hopefully one day it'll open up to you.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's going to happen.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Really enjoyed talking with you, and thanks for all the information around Pound the Ground. I think some people might have questions, or they just want to learn more. Again, if they're already going or if they're thinking about going, I think, everything you said will be very helpful to them.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want to hear. If anybody needs to contact me, so I know this sounds crazy, but I answer my personal cell phone and our business phone every single second of the day. So if anybody has any questions about the event, they can literally call me at 401-500-2121, and I will answer any questions. I literally just got off the phone with a couple that's on vacation from West Virginia talking about the event. I will always answer the phone, and I will give them any information they need.
All right. And it was great talking to you, and I'd love to have you back again, maybe after the Pound of Ground, to kind of get a wrap up of how it went and get some details on all the success there. And it was great talking to you, and it was a wealth of information.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much. And anytime you guys want to teach me how to use the XP Deus, you just let me know. I'll make my flight out to Oklahoma.
All right. Well, I'll see you in October, so maybe we could do it there.
Yes, please. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll have are we having a booth out there?
I don't know about a booth, but
yes. No, there is a big XP booth coming out now.
Okay.
I talked to David DiNatale about it. There is going to be a huge XP booth out there, and you guys will also have a demo field out there and everything.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well, they will have the machines out there then, and you can visit the booth, and they'll let you run around with one for a little bit.
Yeah, if I have time to do anything other than stand behind the Rhode Island Relics booth and make people happy.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be a busy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk to you again some other time. We'll see you.
Take
All
care.
right. Well, thank you guys very much for the interview. You have a good day.
All right.
You too.
Bye.
Check us out online at xpdeus-usa.com.
If you are needing the highest quality digging tool for metal detecting, then check out Predator Tools. Their digging tools are made from chromoly 4130 and heat treated and tempered to ensure the highest quality product. Predator tools are made in the USA and are also used in the United States military. All of their tools carry a 5-year warranty and are proven to be the toughest out there. So check out Predator Tools at predatortools.com. All right, that was Nathan Mathews. Very interesting hearing from Nathan Mathews. He had a lot of interesting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and again, as someone who's going to go to Pound the Ground on the Adirondack Coast, I'm really, really excited, more excited after speaking with him. So, you're going to hear a lot from us leading up to that event and from the event and after the event. So, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah, man, I'd love to go to that. I'm not going to be able to make it, but, man, just hearing about him talking about it is just like it sounds pretty cool. Maybe next year I'll be able to make it.
Maybe next year. And as he said, he's going to be doing them in other parts of the country. So maybe something closer to you will come around.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. So I know when we opened the show, we mentioned a bunch of different YouTube channels. They were all XP channels for the MI6 contest. But please check out iDetect. It's a great YouTube channel. Harry, who runs the channel, he's been very nice to promote us on his own YouTube videos. So please support him as well. He's a great guy, and he's being very nice to us.
Oh, yeah. And always make sure you tune in to Beyond Sight and Sound, a podcast with Josh Kimmel every Sunday and Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. And that's Eastern time. He always puts on a great show, and he has great guests and active chat.
Very, very active chat. Yeah, they get really into it, and it's great to be part of those discussions.
All right. Well, our next show will be July 26th. We'll see y'all then.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
Get that permission, put the coil to the soil, and we'll see you next time right here on the XP Team USA podcast.